It's not common in Indiana. If you go further south and east, it's much more common. The reasons to be concerned or to have a highlighted awareness of the possibility of it is if you've been outdoors where you know there might be ticks. With this particular infection, the bacteria gets into your blood and it starts spreading, and sometime after it starts spreading you get symptoms, and usually the first symptom is fever. You'll get a fever and then often, but not always, a rash. And the rash has a characteristic appearance most of the time, but not all the time, which is that it starts at your wrists and ankles and then moves inward. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen all the time, and so we can't rely upon that, but if it happens, it's something to be concerned about. And then after the rash, you may get, after or before the rash, you may get symptoms like nausea, vomiting, headaches, muscle aches, kind of non-specific symptoms, but feeling worse and worse or sicker and sicker with the illness. And if it goes on to become more severe, you can get really bad respiratory distress, you can get problems with thinking and maybe even not responding if it reaches your brain. So that's getting to the end stages when it gets more severe. So they should see a doctor to see what the doctor thinks about the fever and the rash. In peds infectious disease, fever and rash is the main thing we see. There are many, many infections that can cause fevers and rashes. So the doctor needs to look and see, is this something else that's very common that causes a fever and a rash, and evaluate for that, or based on where the child may have been and what the rash looks like and the other symptoms and their physical exam, are they worried about this, what is in Indiana a relatively unusual diagnosis of Rocky Mountain spotted fever.